Paul, drunk, boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, the WBC and their shenanigans has the boxing world talking. Has the boxing heads going at one another and things of that nature, even at me, trying to question my integrity while I break down the sport of boxing. I preface myself in breaking things down unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. Whether you agree or disagree, that's what I preface myself. Now, when it comes to the situation in the lightweight division, Mauricio Sulaimán had a recent interview with TBV, the boxing voice. Shout out to Ness and the boys. Great interview. And once again, Mauricio Sulaimán alluded that Teofimo Lopez is undisputed at 135. Now, we know the facts are and the rules are that belt federation have to recognize other belt federation. The four belt federation has to recognize one another so they could crown an undisputed, right? This is what I say. Does the WBO and the IBF and the WBA recognize the WBC franchise? No. We don't want to recognize WBC franchise. We hate the WBC franchise. We have alluded. We have gone so far. A lot of people in the sport of boxing, a lot of credible opinion that does great work, boxing content and things of that nature. We all frustrated with the WBC. We all feel like the Mauricio Sulaimán of the world is drinking Don Julio Patrol while making a decision. I have bunch of videos where I preface myself, where I say these things, but it seems like there's people out there that still don't get it. Because they're just looking at what's written, and especially instead of looking at what's logical. Now, we all know what Teofimo Lopez, who he fought and who he beat that night on October 17th. We know that. And this is why there's people talking about undisputed, right? I'll ask everyone here a question. I hope y'all can answer it in your comment box. Simple question that deserves simple answer, right? Yes or no? Short answer, but it's a simple question. So people can understand why I feel that Teofimo Lopez is morally undisputed. This is no shades thrown at Devin Haney. This is all a mess of the WBC, right? These guys is not their fault. WBC, but I want to ask y'all a question. If the IBF don't recognize the WBC and these other belts don't recognize the WBC, I'll ask you, who does the WBC recognizes as their champion? What do they feel about the franchise champion within their own company? So if I'll ask the question, is Teofimo Lopez recognized by each belt federation as their main champion? Meaning, does the IBF recognize Teofimo Lopez as his main champion? Does the WBO recognize Teofimo Lopez as his main champion? Does the WBA recognize Teofimo Lopez as his main champion? And does the WBC recognize Teofimo Lopez as their main champion? Now, you can see in October 12th in a Zoom call with Mauricio Sulaimán, this is what he stated about the franchise title, in which we all dislike, right? Facts is, this is their company. Facts is, the president, this is what they feel about their own company, about their own champion, about their own belts, about their own status. Regardless how we may feel, regardless if I may hate it, the thing that I probably most hated in boxing, let's say, we all hate it. Still, is their title, is their belt, is their status, is what they feel about their own company. I may feel something about your household, or I can't go to your house and regulate your own company, right? I can't tell you what's the value, what you value this in your company or your household. So I want you to really think about the question I just asked. Does the IBF recognize Teofimo Lopez as their main champion? Does the WBO recognize Teofimo Lopez as their main champion? Does the WBA recognize Teofimo Lopez as their main champion? Because they don't recognize Gervonta St. Davis as their main champion. And does they recognize in the WBC, does they recognize Teofimo Lopez as their main champion? That's the question. Now, I'm not asking you, does the IBF or the WBO recognize the WBC? I'm asking you separate. Does all these belt federation recognizes their main champion as Teofimo Lopez? Knowing what says right here, that Mauricio Sudamon says that the franchise title is the supreme title within the division, which in the lightweight category. You read it yourself. Mauricio Sudamon has come and stated, you know Mauricio Sudamon more than any other of the Belt Federation's president. He's the one that comes out, everybody knows him. And he keeps on saying it time and time again that this guy's undisputed, that this guy's undisputed. Pushing Devin Haney to the side, in which I hate. Since day one, I've been hating that. Is the reason why last year, as soon as Lomachenko got that belt, I said, drop the belt, Devin Haney. They're going to make you look bad. They're going to make you look like a stepchild. I said that time and time again. Time and time again. So if the IBF see Teofimo Lopez as the champion, if the WBO see Teofimo Lopez as their main champion, if the WBA see Teofimo Lopez as their main champion, if the WBC see Teofimo Lopez as their main champion, logic tells me that he's undisputed. Doesn't matter what the IBF seeing. I understand the rules, but logically speaking, if we know that All Belt Federation recognizes its own champion as Teofimo Lopez, then why you're arguing about undisputed? You just can't pick and choose when you want to hold boxing to its morals, because we all understand boxing and corruption and the immoral. They don't have any more if you're looking at the sport of boxing. So us hardcore boxing fans, the hardcore boxing fans, need to pick up the pieces, need to set some standards, need to set some principle in a sport that's trying very hard and not having none. So we can identify who's real champion. We can identify the accomplishments, so we could praise these type of fighters, these fighters that put their life on the line for pure entertainment. Devin Haney is a world champion of WBC. Question is, who the WBC recognizes as the main champion, as they stated time and time again. So the WBC is telling you, this is what it is. Why are you fighting it? You could hate it. I could hate it. But if they telling you that's their main champion, why are you fighting it? IBF is telling you that Teofimo Lopez is the main champion. WBO is telling you that Teofimo Lopez. The WBA is telling you that the WBC and the lineal champion, probably the best belt that you could have. So then you want to question me why I feel this is undisputed. I break things down unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. Facts. Sometimes I don't have to agree with the facts. I don't have to. It could be facts that somebody could be a dickhead. Excuse my language. Right? I don't have to stay around and just, okay, I agree he's a dickhead, and just be around and accept that. No. Now, which fight I want to see? I want to see Teofimo Lopez versus Devin Haney. I want to see that fight. That's the fight I want to see. I respect both fighters. I do not like the way the WBC did Devin Haney. I'm going to keep on saying it. And I have a bunch of videos saying the same thing. The same thing. I hate what the WBC has done. I hate the WBC have tried to, make this a fog, and the accomplishment that Teofimo Lopez attained, and the accomplishment of, or the potential accomplishment that Devin Haney could attain. And potentially, we already know that Devin Haney has the potential to become a world champion already, to earn a world champion, to win it. Y'all understand what I'm talking about, winning it and earning it. He's one of the youngest champions in the sport of boxing, the youngest sport. But are you going to say, yo, Devin Haney, the youngest world? Not because we never see him win it the way we feel like that was the dream. I support Devin Haney. I support Teofimo Lopez. I don't support how the WBC has made a mockery of accomplishment. But it's their company. It's what they say. That's their main champion, Teofimo Lopez. Why don't you want to respect that? It is what it is. If they don't want to recognize it, but at the end of the day, those belt federations recognizes Teofimo Lopez regardless if they recognize it from them. But they all recognize Teofimo Lopez as their champion, their main champion, thus undisputed morally. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get my updated videos. Never question my integrity of this damn sport. I don't do this shit for my health. I do it because I love the sport. I do this because I love fighters. I do this because I want to do. I want to be an instrumental to the sport of boxing and create a new avenue for a small community. There's a lot of boxers that don't get their just due. Mass media don't give a damn about boxing. We know that. Don't ever, nobody out there question my integrity when it comes to this sport. And if there's insults, you're just a plane, car, train away. Tell me, I will pay for anyone, and we can have it like the old school way. You have a problem with your boy Punch Run Boxing, I'll pay your plane ticket, your car, your bus, whatever, and we handle it. How we supposed to handle it? Because I know men going back and forth, that's some weak shit. Come on, man. That's some girly shit. No disrespect to the girls out there, because they warriors as well. But you understand what I'm trying to say. Don't make this a sexist thing. Got a problem with your boy Punch and the insults. I give you the opportunity. I'm giving you the opportunity to insult me physically. So you don't have to say anything. I'm an email away. I'll give you my number. Anybody that wants to insult, I'm giving you the opportunity. Plane ticket, New York City, bus ticket. If you're from New York, we could meet up anytime. And then after that, we could shake hands. That's what I'm about. Now, again, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get my updated videos. I love you. I God bless, and on to the next.